spicy hair.
I know.
Yeah, how are you?
I'm doing okay. How are you?
You know, round.
Round for sure.
Round and out of breath. But
Yes.
enough about me. This is about you and your services and your business.
Yes.
First, thank you for joining Women in Business.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. You know how it goes. I'm going to give you a series of questions, real, raw, authentically answer them
Yes.
on your time. So,
Okay.
name, business, and social media handles.
Okay. So my name is Austin Daniels. My business is the short form is E&E Doula Services. It's Empowered and Equipped Doula Services, and my social media handles is at E&E Doula Services. That's at EAND Doula Services.
Now, how long have you been in this field?
That's kind of like difficult to answer, just because like I was kind of a doula before I knew I was a doula.
Tell me a little bit about that.
So one of my good friends was pregnant, probably what, 3-4 years ago at this, probably closer to 4 years at this point. And she didn't really have a partner around, and I felt it was my responsibility to support her. So I went to literally all of her appointments, and I was there like in the hospital while she was laboring and delivering, just, being there for her. And I didn't know what a doula was at that point. But I felt led to support. And then later on, I found out the language for, I guess, what I did, and then decided to get trained. So then back November of last year is when I did my official training of like becoming a birth doula. I'm currently getting trained as a postpartum doula, and I'm working on my certification for both of those through Doula.
Absolutely. So will you ever transition to midwife, you think, or?
I don't think I will, just because doula services are very much, they're not medical at all. And midwives are more in the medical, and I'm not trying to go to school for like medical. I just care about mamas, and I want to like help them. And this is how I do it.
So for those watching that may not know what a doula is, can you explain that a little further?
Sure. A doula is a person that provides physical, emotional help for mothers and pregnant folk. I like to say, because not every mother wants to be called a mother, just being politically correct there, I guess.
I'm an auntie.
You're an auntie, yes. And yeah, so just supporting them throughout their experience, prenatal and postpartum.
Absolutely. Well, that kind of answered the question, what brought you to your field? More so your assist, helping your friend, labor and process and things like that. So if you're not working, what would be a typical day for you? Like your hobbies, guilty pleasures? Let's do pre-quarantine and quarantine.
Hobbies and guilty pleasures. I love being in my bed. I like to work out. I'm an Olympic weightlifter.
Yeah.
And watching YouTube videos probably, and cooking.
Yes, and I know you are an Olympic weightlifter also. Any advice that I ever need as far as like weightlifting, or people to yell at me because I haven't had a rest day in the gym? Austin's usually that person that
I will do that, because I'm also a prenatal and postpartum fitness specialist. So, I've been on Chelsea.
Girl, and I just need to be in the gym, and I wanted to open up.
Me too.
I'm so sad because I don't think it's going to open up till like 2022.
Probably not. And I don't know if I'm going in 2022 either, because I don't know.
People nasty, and I be scared. But what is your pet peeve?
My pet peeve, I think, it's probably going to be silly, but it is what it is. It's mine. So like if I'm driving and so say I'm gonna make a left turn into a parking lot. So I'm stopped because there's oncoming traffic, and then the oncoming traffic decides to stop when they have the right of way to try to let me go, and they being nice, and it's like, thank you, but also like, please, this isn't how this works. Please, just go. You have the right of way. It burns me up. It burns me up.
Austin.
Yes. It does. No, you know, I appreciate it. And when people do it, I do it. But also on the inside, it's like, come on, like, rules of the road are there for a reason. So let's just follow that. You know what I mean?
That's my best one yet. Because I did not know where this story was going, okay?
Man.
But it's yours. It's yours.
It's mine. You don't disrupt the flow of how everything's supposed to go. You know what I'm saying?
It is. I feel you. I feel you. That's it. Now, when Austin wakes up and her cape is not on, like the days you're just like, ugh, I'm over it. Who put your cape back on or what?
I would say my mama, because she helps me a lot with like getting things together for the business stuff. And then also the mothers that I talk to, they'll call me or send a text message asking something. I'm like, all right, let me get it together because
I need to be there for them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like when I had that meltdown 2 weeks ago and I'm like, what are you asking me?
Yes.
I don't have none of these answers that you're saying right now. Like,
yes. And I try to help as best as I possibly can because doulas in general are generalists rather than specialists. Mm-hmm. So like, you know, there might be a question that you have about breastfeeding or about vaginal pain or something, you know, that I can't necessarily answer, but I can say, okay, well, you go talk to this person and they can help you, you know.
Yeah.
So
I don't know how I feel about somebody on my tits 24/7. I'm saying.
Listen, you got to do what you got to do, mama. Auntie, excuse me.
But some don't sit right with me.
Well, I mean, what you gonna do?
I'm a pump and stuff, but I'm still breastfeed. I'm just SHIT. But even still, and that's sugar honey iced tea for those that are listening because I don't curse on my platform.
Right.
So either way, but I don't have time for it, Austin.
No.
Now, what inspires you?
I think probably the same as like what puts my cape on. Mm-hmm. I don't really know anybody I don't think I know many doulas. You know, it wasn't a thing for sure as I was growing up. Like, oh, what do you want to be when you grow up? I want to be a doula. Nobody said that.
I said now old people are like, doula.
Right.
You don't have nothing like that around your baby.
Exactly. Because it's like witchy and whatever in a lot of people's minds. It's really silly. But, you know, so I feel like I'm like trying to get on my own path. So I don't have like huge inspirations, just like trying to help people.
Absolutely. Now, what is your biggest influence in or who?
Same. I just want to help people. I don't know nobody that's doing what I want to do.
Yeah.
So
steps. So what does that class process look like for you? Is it like a certain amount of hours or?
For my training?
Mm-hmm.
It is a certain amount of hours that you have to go and go to a class, and you have some homework assignments. And that's it really for the training. But as far as like certification, I have to like attend a certain amount of births. I have to write an essay. I have to come up with a resource list. I have to get reviews from clients and nurses and doctors and all kind of workshops and different stuff.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely, to stay up on your craft.
Yes, ma'am.
Let me see. Now, what is your why or your motivating force?
I think for me, the biggest thing, because after I helped my friend in her pregnancy and labor experience, I like found out what doula was, and then as I was doing research, I learned about the disparities against Black women specifically, and it's not right, when it's not good, and so I want to be able to like try to help people not experience trauma as best as I can. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're pregnant. This is a new thing for you. And going to the hospitals and stuff like that, a lot of times is like very intimidating. And so that's how a lot of things can happen, unfortunately. So being able to be the person to say, no, we're not going to do it this way, you know, because mom wants it this way. You know, obviously keeping in mind medical things and whatever, you know, we got to do what's best for mama and baby. But I want to be able to just help.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know it's a lot, like the ratio is higher, something like Black women that die from things like that.
It's
How
ridiculous.
does that even happen? Like, what?
I think generally, Black mothers aren't listened to. I think it goes back to like not really being human back like in, you know, slave times and stuff. It's like, oh, I'm bleeding and my head hurts and whatever. It's like, oh, you're okay, you know.
So I'm
like,
lightheaded. I'm
yeah.
Okay.
It's like, you're fine. And then it's like, no, actually, she's hemorrhaging and she needs some medical assistance. You know what I mean? So just not being listened to. Listen to me.
Listen to me. And if not, I'm going to put you on the phone and I'm going to say, Austin, talk to these people.
Period. And I will.
They're not listening to me. And I do say to listen to me.
Yes. And that's a benefit, of doulas, because like a lot of times if you're just representing yourself, it's kind of like, okay, we'll get to you when we can. But when it's somebody else, like, my patient, my client is, you know, whatever, it's like, okay, let's put a little fire under there, get it going.
And I'm in real estate, so I know how to put some fire somewhere.
You do, because you a pit bull, period.
Woo! Don't tell my secrets, girl.
Listen, that's why I love you. I tell everybody you need to work with Luda Realtor, period.
Now, what music is in rotation for you?
Ooh, okay, I love this question because, like you said before, a lot of people think that doulas are witchy and probably like make their own music with like sound bowls as they like transcend to another dimension. And I'm not that doula. If that's the doula you're looking for, I'm not the one. You know what I mean? But let's be clear. I will smudge my space in my house with my sage and my Palo Santo as I like say my affirmations via Juvenile. You a paper chaser. You got your block on fire. You know
You're
what
the
I'm
baddest bitch out here.
Exactly. So I'll do that. You know what I'm saying? So Juvenile, you know, Pop Smoke has been heavy in my rotation lately. Who I'm so sad about. R.I.P. Pop Smoke. One of my favorite songs right now is Pinocchio by Ron Suno. He's another guy from Brooklyn. And I've been really heavy in my R&B bag with all the different verses things going on. So
I really enjoyed Erykah Badu and Jill Scott, even though it was like hours long.
I watched the whole thing.
Yeah, I kind of exited out sometimes and then came back because I wanted to play a game on my phone. You know, something childish.
Right.
But I was mainly sitting in the dark just singing. And that's just pretty much it. It was just a vibe. It was just kind of like, y'all need to listen to us because we're goddesses of the world and we love each other and we love you.
Yeah.
Heart. I'm saying.
I loved it.
I'm in love. You're right. Yes. Here I am.
Yes.
So, if you weren't in this field, what field would that be?
Probably something with like culinary. Excuse me. Or when I was little, I wanted to be an interior designer. I don't know, something like that probably.
That's random.
It's so random. When I was in high school, I went to Highland Springs Tech for criminal justice because I wanted to be a crime scene investigator. So maybe that too. You know, I don't know.
Now we all have our social media handles and business handles, but what would your friends say about you that, you know, may not be on your social media?
Probably the fact that I'm crafty. I made outfits before, and like accessories and things. Yeah, I think that's it. I also make, I guess with that ties into my doula work, I make like reheatable rice pads that you use for like heating or cooling or whatever that I give to my clients. You know, stuff like that. Thank you.
Now, if you could give advice to your younger self, maybe 10 years ago or so, what would that be?
Try whatever it is you're interested in. It don't make sense right now, probably, but it'll
come together.
Yeah.
Always reinventing. Yeah.
I love you, Ashley Ray. Hi. Thank you.
It is. Now, if you could give advice to other young women or people that necessarily want to be in this field, what would that be?
Go for it. there's no like one concrete way to do it. You can go through training, you cannot go through training, you can go through certification or not. You can, you know, once you're actually a doula, decide, oh, I just want to be a birth doula, I just want to be postpartum. You can set up your contracts however you want to do it. I mean, it's so much like fluidity and like openness, I guess, in the doula world. It's like, if you want to go for it, then do it.
Now, there are men doulas. Is that
Yes.
a thing? Okay.
It's not as common, but it is a thing.
Well, look, I knew you was gonna kill this interview, and then you had that spicy hair, and it just tied everything together.
Thank you.
So I'm saying, with this COVID, how is this affecting your business right now?
Well, I just had a client that gave birth over the weekend, and I unfortunately was not able to be there. But
Paige said it's the color for me. It's me too.
I love y'all. Thanks, y'all. So it's changed things a lot because I can't necessarily physically be there to help. So it's been Zoom meetings and oh, let me send you this information. Talk to me if you need questions. Call me if contractions happen and whatever. So it's been as virtual as it can be. But a thing that's kind of like birthed out of this is I'm going to start accepting telehealth clients. So I'll be like offering sessions where we could talk about, I have 2 right now, one for labor and delivery readiness, and then another one is for postpartum and breastfeeding support. So I haven't like put that out yet, but I'm going to have a link very soon.
Oh, I like exclusives.
Yes, where you can book me, hire me. And speaking of exclusives, I was like, if anybody is watching and wants to work with me, if you talk to me and mention Lou the Realtor in this interview, then I can give you a little extra discount.
Oh, y'all can save money too. And this is going to be all over YouTube. So
yes.
All my thousands of subscribers that I don't have yet because it's only 19.
It's coming.
It's coming. It's Look, Rome won't build in a day.
Hello.
Rome was not built. And I'm saying I had 11 like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah. And I'm one of your subscribers.
Ooh, so I got to go to your page and subscribe.
You need to.
I do.
That's embarrassing because I haven't posted in a very long time.
I just thought, I just found it when you post a video, I'll just go to your page and then
That's
I'll
fine.
edit. But either way, I definitely will subscribe. But is there any advice that you'd like to give to the mamas out there? Especially during, because this time is a difficult time. Like, I'll joke and play, but like in real life, it's very challenging going through a pregnancy, not being able to see your family, not being able to have a baby shower. Like, especially with this being my first, it's been a challenging situation yet.
Yeah.
Sweetie, people ask me every day, well, how are you doing? I'm saying,
I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Yeah.
I'm here. Like,
literally.
That's
I mean, we're doing the
best for you.
We're doing the best we can with what we got because I'm not pregnant and I don't have any human children. But you know, when people ask me how I'm doing, I'm like, girl, I'm here. I'm making it.
Yeah.
So my advice to mothers would be just, take it a day at a time, an hour at a time. This is some unprecedented stuff that we've been experiencing, and it's tough. And just know, I guess you're not alone. There's plenty of support groups everywhere where you can talk to other mothers about, your whole experience. DM me. We can talk about it. Take your time.
And it don't help that Instagram listen to you and be sending you all those videos like, we survived the 1920 pandemic, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, if y'all don't get this crap out of my face while I put this dumb phone, y'all are dumb.
Right.
Sending me these things. Mama's crying. So my whole Explore page is just Mama's crying.
I know.
And I'm saying, y'all.
It's ridiculous. I gotta stay away a lot of times.
Get up out of my face. I just be having to log off. That's why most of the day, like if I'm not working, I'm playing a game on my phone. Right now, I'm binge watching Flash. I just finished 6 Feet Under last week. I love morbid shows. I don't have time for that. So
that's probably the problem, Lou. You need to stop watching the morbid shows.
Sometimes, But I mean, that's just what I like. I like
Okay.
Corbin. But this week I'm watching Flash.
Okay.
Because I love Marvel and I'm a nerd.
Okay.
But either way, you know, I'm multifaceted in my approach. It might be Futurama. I might want to see Simpsons or the PJs. You never know. But right now, I like to have a complete season to just stay and be able to binge for hours and ignore people and be like, what you doing? And I just be looking at their phone and saying, I'm not doing that.
Let me tell you a good show, Schitt's Creek. Have you watched that one?
No.
Watch it.
Is that on Hulu or Netflix? Or
Netflix.
She's Creek or
Schitt's Creek.
S-H-I-T.
No, SCHITTS.
Oh, okay, because I did not know what that was. And I'm saying Netflix got a curse word on that.
No.
I'm not doing that. But Austin, look, that pretty much concludes our interview. Thank you for coming on here. And we're going to have it with Austin. This has been an amazing interview. It will be up on YouTube within the next 24 to 48 hours. It'll be on live for 24 hours. Of course, we're here every Mondays at 4, Wednesdays and Fridays at 6. So,
awesome. Thank you.
You're welcome. And, you know, I'm sure I'll be in your DMs or sending you pictures of something like, is this supposed to look like this?
It's fine. That's what I'm here for.
That's what I'm saying. Okay, guys. Well, thank you so much for tuning in.
Thank you.
I can't wait to see you guys again. And Austin, I'll keep you posted on this, babe.
All right.
7 weeks and counting.
All right.
Crazy.
Exciting.
Peace out.
See ya.